What's up, A to Z Sports Titan Game Day Live here at the Acme Feed and Seed Rooftop. Titans explode in the second quarter and currently have a 24-3 lead over the Cincinnati Bengals. A to Z Sports Titan Game Day Live. I'm Austin Stanley, next to Jack Gentry of the Titan Up Podcast, live from the Acme Rooftop as the Titans put it to them there in the second quarter. We're going to go through a lot of that, reacting live to all of your comments on Facebook and on YouTube from the Acme Feed and Seed Rooftop, where Spirited Hive canned cocktails are $1 off for all home games this season. And we got Ranch Water bucket special. So if you're up here watching a Titans game, it's a great place. We've had a lot of fireworks coming off after the Titans put up 21 points, 3 touchdowns in the second quarter alone. Jack, tell the people on Facebook and YouTube what they got to do first, and then we'll dive into here.
Oh, I can't wait to hear from the chat today. While y'all are trickling in, make sure to share the show. If you're watching on Facebook, share it to your Titans Facebook groups. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you tap the bell icon at the top of your screen. Turn those notifications on. That way you get an update every time A to Z Sports posts any type of content or goes live like we are this wonderful halftime show. If you're watching on Twitch, don't forget to text that Twitch link to your Titans text groups. I know all of y'all are reacting to an awesome Titans first half against the Bengals today. So make sure to share the show. We'll grow the conversation. Want to hear from all of you guys today.
Yeah.
I think this halftime show is going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I would guess so. First, want to thank all of our partners for Titan Game Day Live this season. X-Golf Nashville, the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. The Mint Gaming Hall, just 35 minutes north of Nashville, themintgaming.com. BetMGM, the law offices of Amanda J. Gentry, wherever justice demands, at AmandaJGentry.com. Chimney for all your chimney needs at chim-chimneyinc.com. Adventure Science Center, explore and discover at adventuresci.org. And Jarrett HVAC and Plumbing. You're keeping your place comfortable at one inspection at a time at jarrettcompanies.com. Jack, you told me before the second quarter ended, I've got stats. I've got stats for you. Well, how about 3 touchdowns scored in the second quarter, where the Titans had 3 touchdowns all season long through the first 3 games? Jack, hit me with some stats.
It's amazing. You know, Tim Kelly has really had a day out there. Everything he's drawing up is working. We saw him go with 4 play action passes in a row, and that's when the Titans hit their big plays. You know, coming into this with the Bengals offense led by Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, they've got some playmakers, usually good for a few explosive plays, 20-plus yard gains every Sunday. Well, it's been the Titans that have 6 plays that went for 20 or more yards, and even more interesting, 6 different Titans players have been responsible for a 20-yard gain. Kajay Spears, NWR, Derrick Henry, Josh Wiley, D-Hop, Chris Moore on that 47-yard catch then fumble. Thank goodness that was ruled a catch and a fumble. But it's been the Titans that have the edge in explosives today. Their offense has looked very solid, in a rhythm. You can tell it's working on third down. They're 4 of 7. And on the other side of the ball, the Bengals, they're 0 for 5 on their third down. Yep. The Titans have been making critical situations, and that's why you see a massive halftime lead in 24-3.
Yeah, I see. Let's see a lot of comments flying in here. Sell to real says play action. Let's get it. It ends with Derrick Henry throwing a touchdown pass right before half. And so Ryan Tannehill looks clean. He looks accurate. He's made plays. Guys are stepping up and catching the football. I think Josh Wiley has been a positive experience so far, making his first career catch that led to the touchdown throw to NWI. And then Josh Wiley had a big block that sprung Derrick Henry out of jail. It felt like Derrick Henry's been bottled up in prison the last couple of weeks, but he finally was able to pop out there. Nice block by Wiley. Dillard, for all that hate he gets in pass protection, was downfield blocking for Henry, who bounced it outside. It looks like vintage Titans offense today with Arthur Smith, but it's Tim Kelly calling the plays. It's deceptive. It's clean. Sure, they've given up some sacks here and there. But, 24 points and a half. I don't even know the last time the Titans have done that. They haven't scored 30 points or more in a game since December of 2021 against the Miami Dolphins. So it's approaching 2 full calendar years on that. I did not expect this. I didn't expect either team to get the 20 today, and the Titans got the 21 just the second quarter alone.
Yeah, absolutely. It's how you bounce back after the week the Titans had last week in Cleveland. Playoff caliber teams are able to pick themselves off the mat, swing first, throw the first punch. That's what the Titans have done today. Really, on one of the drives that went wrong that ended up in a Nick Folk 53-yard field goal, the Titans took a sack on a third down there, still were able to come away with some points. It's just like last week was hard to point a finger at just what the problem was because there were so many.
Right.
It feels like this week everything is going right. Joe Burrow's under fire. The defensive backs are making tackles in the open field. Azeez Al-Shaair's flying around, getting sacks. And really, I think the Titans are going to come away with either a sack, fumble, or a deflected interception. They had a few opportunities in the first half, and the Bengals were lucky that Tennessee didn't capitalize.
Yeah, it felt like before the Chris Moore catch, it felt like the Titans would never have a break go their way on a potential fumble.
Yeah.
Right? Because the Aziz sack was a forward pass. The Titans could have recovered that. That didn't happen. We don't have to go over Derek Carr anymore. We don't have to go over what happens with Ryan Tannehill and Josh Dobbs either. But it felt like they would never get that break. But the Chris Moore catch, you called it first sitting here at Acme of, I think he caught that. I think it was a catch and a fumble. They slowed it down. And in fact, it was a catch and a fumble off the Titans go. And here's something else too, Jack, that I want to point out that I think is a big thing to see. It might seem small and you might overlook it. But what happened last week in Cleveland right before the first half ended with the Titans offense?
Yeah, the Titans took a bad sack and time ran out, right? They were in field goal range without a timeout. Tannehill drops back and takes a sack. So the Titans come out empty-handed. Don't get a score going into halfway.
Right.
That could have really done a lot for momentum and confidence.
7 days later.
That changed today.
7 days later, they got a score going into the half in a very similar situation because the Titans get the ball to start the third quarter. So a massive opportunity. We got a ton of people commenting here on Facebook and on YouTube. We're live from the Acme Rooftop. Please, if you're watching online, hit the like button, share the show, like the show. That goes a long way for us. And also, thanks to Spirited Hive and Ranch Water. Spirited Hive, $1 off their canned cocktails for all the home games. And Ranch Water has bucket special here at Acme for these home games as well. Jack, before we get to our main question about confidence, what surprised you most in the first half? I'm throwing this on you in real time. I did not tell you I was going to ask you this, but what has surprised you most about the Titans' first half, leading 24-3?
I think it's the passing game being effective without a weapon like Treylon Burks available. I did not expect this type of output. I did not expect a couple of these guys to make as big of an impact because they've already made one half through.
Yeah.
Josh Wiley's emerged out of nowhere. NWI continues to be Johnny on the spot for this offense. And, you know, if Treylon Burks isn't available, I'm starting to feel more comfortable that NWI can kind of pick up some of the slack. Now, he's not going to go for 100 yards,
Right,
but he's able to make big catches when it counts. Tajay Spears had my favorite play of the half. A fumble. It looked like it was going nowhere. It looked like it was destined for disaster. He picks it up, bounces it outside, and kind of jitterbugs his way up the field for like 25 yards.
22 yards. And I have some good news on that. They have now made that rushing yards.
Okay.
That's good. That's big.
Good. Not fumble return
the
yards.
official scorebooks called it fumble return yards, but now Tajay Spears officially 3 carries for 25 yards with a long of 22. So that made me feel good. I had that Tajay over.
There's one player we haven't really mentioned yet at halftime.
What's that?
Derrick Henry has had it going on the ground.
Yes.
Derrick Henry's been dominant. He's been breaking tackles. This is like vintage Derrick Henry that we saw in 2019 and 2020. It's taking 4 or 5 guys to bring him down, and he's able to get the stiff arm going. He just looks like he's ready to go today. It feels like he's playing with a chip on his shoulder, possibly from not being able to give it 100% the last time he saw this team.
Yeah, that's true. Because, like I said, they played last year at some point right around Thanksgiving, and the Titans lost that game. That was the beginning, the very first of their losses to go on that 7-game losing stretch. But Jack, here live, before we get to our official question, we'll go ahead and ask it to you guys. What's your confidence level in the Titans winning this game? Currently up big, 24-3. What is your confidence level in the Titans winning this game on a 1 through 10 scale here live from Acme? Eric drops a super chat in here on YouTube, says, I'm afraid the defense quits playing aggressively due to the lead. That can't happen. Got to keep doing what they're doing. I don't think there's anything that's going to make Jeffrey Simmons play less hard. I think if you want to be concerned about anything, it's the fact that Jeffrey Simmons might get another penalty, an unsportsmanlike, that would kick him out of the game. I'm not concerned about the defense lighting up their aggressiveness. I think it's something to look at, and what Eric's got a point of, how does Shane Bowen change his play calling style on defense? So that's a good point by Eric to at least note. But Jack, I'll send you to the chat. 1 through 10, what's your confidence level in the Titans winning this game in the second half, up on the Bengals big? I'll let you go to the chat now.
Yeah, I'm going to try and scroll to the top to get as many people as I can
Yeah.
here. As answers continue to just trickle in, we're just going to have to start here. Teddy Powell starting us off strong with a 10. Jacob says 9. Yamahama says 9. Ryan Fields 10 plus. Blue Man's at a 2.8. He's been hurt before. J. Rome Hurd says 7. Mark says 7. Dylan Cole at an 8.6. Professional score from Dylan Cole. William at a 9. Eric Castillo at a number that may not exist. Kaz at a 7, Eric at a 7. Martin's going over the 10. He's all the way up at 100. Shane says 8. Dre says 10. Isaac says 9. Steven says 5. It was just the first half. There's 30 more minutes of football to be played.
Yeah.
Adams at 7.4. Pistol Ramsey 10. Jonathan 9.5. Darius 10. Trilogy 7. Top tier 9.
What do you think the average is?
I think that the average is probably around 8.5.
8.5. That's pretty high. So Jack, where are you at 1 through 10?
I'm at a 9.7.
9.7.
I the nail in the coffin was just delivered with the Henry jump pass. This Titans defense, it's going to be tested in the second half, the secondary especially, because Joe Burrow is going to have to throw the ball a lot in order to bring the Bengals back in this game quickly. So, but that also breeds opportunities for the pass rushers. Jeffrey Simmons, Arden Key, Nico Autry. We saw both of those guys kind of get into a little pushing and shoving early on in this game. It's clear that their motors are high and tensions are running hot over there. So I think the pass rush is going to have more time to get home. I've liked what I saw out of those guys early, so I think we're going to see more pressure headed Burrow's way. And right now it just doesn't seem like the Bengals can come up with a big stop on the Titans offense. And it's going to be more of Derrick Henry in the second half. They haven't shown that they can stop him consistently yet.
Right. Here's the good thing. Titans get the ball, so if they don't score any points, they at least get to run like 2 minutes off the clock in the third quarter if they just do nothing. Right?
But that's how you can't look at it.
No, I'm just saying, here's where I was going. Joe Mixon was gashing the Titans defense early, but now they're down 21 points. They can't use Joe Mixon anymore. And so now it's Joe Burrow, who's 9-17 passing, not exactly efficient, averaging 4.5 yards per attempt. That's not winning football when Tannehill's doing 11.3 on the other side. So now Joe Mixon is effectively out of the game, and what you're saying is a big deal. Jeffrey Simmons is the only guy to sack Burrow in that first half. Several guys came close. Now I think you can open up the flood doors and let everybody get after Joe Burrow and just make sure you don't allow a big catch and run to get the Bengals back in this thing. But I like the way they're running the football. I like the play action like you mentioned. You're at a 9.7. My confidence on the Titans win, I think I'm like a 9.5. Okay. I mean, there is some, oh my gosh, something went incredibly wrong.
Joe Burrow's still on the other side.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's still good, even though I don't think the Bengals have not scored 24 this season, so I don't think they're going to do it in a half, where the crowd is loud. There's a lot of Bengals fans in Nashville. There was a lot of Bengals fans up here pregame at Acme, but they've all filed out. There was a big group over here. They gone. And now the Titans fans get to take advantage of this. Anyway, so, hey, thanks, everybody. Make sure you like the show. We'll be right back here for the Amanda J. Gentry postgame show immediately following the end of the game. So check it out on A to Z Sports Facebook and YouTube. Like the show. Enjoy the second half. We'll see you soon. Appreciate it as always.